Welcome back to another one-take bag review. My name's Eric. This is EC's EDC, and today we're gonna take a quick look at the Black Ember Citadel R3. This is the 25-liter version in slate blue. I think this is slate blue. So this caught my attention right when it was released. I loved what the colorway looked like on the website, and it is a super cool material. So this is CORDURA's ReCore. It's RN66. This is a 100% post-industrial recycled nylon. It has this really cool feel to it. Kind of hard to describe. It's very malleable, it feels very strong. It's got some good weather resistance properties, which matches well with the YKK AquaGuard zippers that run throughout the bag. But let's see if we can sort of show you that design. It has this interesting weave pattern, and I think it's really unique. It looks really cool in person. You can kind of get lost just staring at the design patterns of how it was woven, and you know, I've been pretty impressed with this bag. So Black Ember, when I think about Black Ember, I think about some of the earlier bags, their Citadel, the Shadow. Those bags are super cool, very engineered. Some may say even like over-engineered for purpose. Then you've got you know, some of their duffel and cross-purpose bags that have some really cool ingenuity built into it. So when I think about Black Ember, I think about sort of the cutting edge of what a backpack could do. I don't know if that makes sense, but I always kind of think of it as like a higher tech kind of company. They have a very modern aesthetic. And I think it comes through with sort of the design that they've chose to go with, and how some of the features are implemented throughout the bag. Now, down here on the front panel, you've got these recesses, these laser cut bits, and they're actually found throughout the bag. You'll see two here in the front. There are two on each side, which we'll look at here. And Black Ember offers, you know, a couple different options that you can take advantage of to apply to, you know, these different laser cut areas. And this is their compression straps. When you buy this bag, you can get it in two versions. There's an 18-liter version. There is the 25-liter version, which is this bag, and then it comes in what they call, I think, the max version. So it's a 25-liter max, which comes with an additional handle. You're not going to get this with just the 18, and also a set of compression straps. I believe these are available in black, or this ember orange is what they call it. So these laser cut edges here are nice for you to apply your handle there. I think they have a external water bottle holder. At least they did. I don't know if it's still an option, but I think you can also put a water bottle attachment on the side of the bag. So for what it's worth, I think this is a cool addition. I haven't actually used it. So far, it's literally here for aesthetics. I don't do yoga, but it would be a cool place to like put your yoga mat if that's your thing. I personally just like the pop of orange against this shade of blue. I think it's a really cool, deeper shade of blue. And a little later, when we open the bag, actually, we'll just do it now. I'll show you a few different blues so that you can try to figure out where it sits. All right, so this is the Eco Pack Bright Blue from Evergoods. They're Cap 2. This is Evergoods Cap 2 in Signal Blue. And over here we have the Cap 2 in the navy colorway. So I would say this is, you know, that's a little darker. Obviously these are pretty bright. This one's way brighter, but it's a beautiful shade of blue, and I'm a big fan. Personally, really like blue bags, and I think this is subtle enough where it doesn't pop too much. So I'm a big fan. And if if blue or black wasn't your jam, they've got one in this same ember orange color, and it is bright. So those are your options for the color waves. As we go around the bag, we can see here there are a number of YKK zippers. They are all AquaGuard, and these zippers, I'll show you here, these are all Black Ember's unique design. They're security zippers. So this is Hypalon, the zipper, and this zipper garage, as well as this little pull tab. They are all Hypalon. You're actually able to take this, you know, zipper pull, this strap, this Hypalon tab, and pass it through the other pull, and this essentially becomes your zipper deterrent. I have noticed that the more you use it, the more the Hypalon sort of becomes a little smoother. So it definitely works. I don't even bother with it just because, you know, I open and close the bag so much. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to just go back and secure it every time. But if I was traveling with this bag, if I was going to an unknown city, I might secure these zippers, you know, before leaving wherever home base was for the day. And you'll find that Hypalon pull tab where you can secure these zippers on these two front pockets. The clamshell, this is a clamshell style opening bag. It also has a Hypalon tab down here, so you can do that same sort of security with the zipper pulls down there. The laptop compartment, it does not have that. So, you know, ironically, where you're going to put your expensive item, there's no security on that zipper. So, don't know. As we walk around the side of the bag, you'll notice this is where I put one handle. This did not come attached. When you buy those max, you know, versions, these are unattached. You can put them where you want. I chose to put the handle on this side of the bag. This matches the layout of the Evergoods bags, which I have quite a few of, and this just feels natural to me. This is like where my body remembers handles living. So we've got one here on the side and one on top. Now these are actually, these are awesome handles. So the handle is this very thick foam. There's an aluminum, it's got to be aluminum. It's either aluminum or plastic, but there is a hard, rigid material inside compressed by these two layers of foam. On the ends of each handle, you can see that there is a anodized aluminum hook which allows you to connect to the laser cut edges in the bag. And Black Ember has gone ahead and put their logo on each one of those. And you'll find that consistent here with the handle on the top of the bag. So now this handle is, this is super plush, super comfortable. Really enjoy using it. It's nice. It's a nice handle. I think they did a good job with that. So before we flip the bag around, let's talk about these two pockets. You've got one front pocket here. This runs all the way across the bag and all the way to the bottom. No padding down here, so you can hear that. That is my iPad coming in contact with the table when the bag goes that way. So something to think about. I like keeping my iPad easily accessible. I commute to work and I have a fairly long commute. So I take the train and the iPad is what keeps me sane. So keeping that here on the outside of the bag is ideal for me. I just know that this is here and the backpack is either on my lap, sitting like this, or it's on my back. I don't find this being a problem, but worth noting, if you do put that down, anything you have down here, if it's heavy enough, will make contact. And for what it's worth, this is a 5th gen iPad. It's 10.7 inches, I believe. Fits in there great. Still about an inch to spare before you hit the zipper line. So, you know, keep that in mind for what you're trying to put in here. Actually, see if I can show you. That's sort of the space you're working with. The iPad is right there. Then at the top of the bag, I've got the zipper all securityed up. At the top of the bag, there is a, what I would call the quick access pocket. So this quick access pocket opens this far. These zippers, they do have zipper garages. I freaking love that they have a zipper garage. Really adds the additional water resistance, especially where that zipper, snugs home, but there is usually that gap. This kind of eliminates the possibility, or really reduces the possibility of any water getting in there. So up here, this quick access pocket has a divider. So you've got sort of 2 spaces in here, and behind the divider, towards the inside of the bag, there is Black Ember's signature key leash. This is a fidlock leash. I keep this on my keys at all time just in case I move to this bag in the rotation. I love Black Ember's key leash. I think it's such a nice implementation. It's better than the metal clasp that you see in a lot of bags. So in here behind that compartment, I've got, this is my everyday carry, so you're going to see a lot of the same things over and over. Those 2 things, so my Arcco boulder, my set of keys, and then in front of that divider, I've just got a couple smaller things, which is work badge, chapstick, hero clip, and that is it. So, not too much goes in there. This is a fairly big space. A lot of times I will carry all of this stuff that you see here in a booster pod, a triple-aught design booster pod, and it does fit in there. It actually fits in there super nice. I will probably use this from time to time because this moves in and out of my other bags. But right now, it's just kind of a mess, and roaming free inside this bag. Oh yeah. So that's your quick access pocket up on the top. Now we'll flip the bag around and look at the back panel. So the back panel has 2 very large foam pads that run the entire length of the back panel. I do find them comfy. As you feel the foam, there are large, well, not large, but my fingertips can feel all these holes in the foam to help, pass air in and out, give your back the chance to breathe. And then you've also got this very large recess in between the foam pads, nice air channel to let airflow move up and down. So I think this is a good, very comfortable back panel. You've also got a luggage pass through here. It is a vertical strap, so your bag's going to be in that horizontal orientation if you're using that. Now the straps, I wasn't so sure about the straps when I first got it. They, you know, there's up here where the strap meets the back panel, there's no padding. This is just fabric. It is, you know, kind of loosey-goosey. It doesn't feel super tethered. The foam's nice. You know, it's decently padded. It's wide. It's contoured. It's got a nice shape. But when I picked it up, you don't feel the same connectedness to the bag from the strap as you do with other bags. You know, it's super, it feels flimsy, but flimsy is not the word I should use. And after wearing it, it's actually comfortable. I no longer have concerns about it, but every time I pick the bag up when I move back to it from a different bag in the rotation, I'm always like, yeah, there's those straps. So the contour is great, fits comfortable in the body. The bag comes with a Fidlock sternum strap. Not a huge fan of the sternum strap that they chose for this. You do depress this towards you. So, you know, if you're using this and it's on your chest, you're pushing against you to unclip that. So if this is, you know, in a situation where this was totally full, it was super heavy, it's kind of pulling back on you, you're gonna feel that sternum strap kind of turn into your chest just a little bit. There's other versions of Fidlocks that I think are pretty cool. You've got the sort of pull tab style. I don't hate this. I just don't know if this is the one I would have chosen if I was making this bag. But it is sleek looking, it's flush, it's flat, it's got that nice matte finish. So I do understand why Black Ember chose this. The sternum strap also comes with a strap keeper for the nylon. It has an elastic bit there to give you some support as the bag's sort of moving. And the sternum strap is removable. There are Hypalon tabs here. And these Hypalon, actually, it's not tabs, this is Hypalon daisy chain, if you will. And the sternum strap has this anodized aluminum that you can sort of push under and through to connect over here where it then secures. Very sturdy, very secured. I don't feel this is ever going to come out. It's actually kind of tough to get in and out, so I think that's a good implementation. The real test will be, how's that Hypalon going to hold up? We'll find out. But further down the straps, you've got more Hypalon. Hypalon continues down to your hardware. I don't know who makes this hardware. Very standard ladder lock here. And what I do like, though, is that the Black Ember has given you dedicated elastic loop here for your strap management. Now, I don't know if it's just this bag, but if I actually had to wind this up, and I'll show you why. When they're both unwound, the straps were not the same length. So this backpack is, yeah, it's currently fitted for my back. But if I were to undo both of these loops, one was a little longer than the other, and I actually know that this is not for my back because when the backpack gets on and I cinch it down, kind of to bring it up a little higher and tighter, one is all the way down and the other's all the way down, and then there's excess. This loop kind of bundles up, so I ended up folding the elastic and the nylon over to kind of loop it back on itself to where they were symmetrical. So that was just me, but maybe your bag's different. Maybe it's just a slightly different variation on the length of the nylon used. You know, I guess they don't have to be super symmetrical, but I found that sort of right away when I was tightening the bag for the first time. So yeah, great back panel, does the job. Again, straps kind of feel flimsy up here, but they are comfortable and they carry well. And you know, I haven't had a problem while wearing the bag. But when you pick it up, it's just flimsy. There just doesn't feel like there's a lot going on up here to have it connected. And then lastly, we've got the laptop compartment. And the laptop compartment is this sort of almost half zip. And the inside is a 200 denier ripstop nylon. I've got my 14-inch MacBook Air in here. This will fit a 16-inch machine. Like my MacBook just disappears. You can see like how much space there is. There are, you know, multiple inches on the side. My entire hand fits up top, so you can probably get a 17-inch machine in here, almost certainly. The laptop area while we're here is suspended, actually quite substantially. It's at least an inch off the bottom. It is padded on both sides. The back panel has a ton of padding, and this here on the inside of the bag is also quite padded. So very, very secure laptop compartment. I do find it funny though that there's no sort of security lock on this zipper where your laptop goes. But let's dive into the bag. So it is a clamshell style bag. And this is my everyday carry. So this is a 25-liter bag. Feels a little bit smaller than 25 liters, and we'll talk about why that's the case. And I think that's sort of how this whole thing is. So, cap one, Sony headphones. We got a water bottle. That is a Zoji Rushi 20-ounce bottle. I've got my Arc'teryx Atom hoodie. And in here, we've got that 200 denier ripstop fabric that we see everywhere else in the inside of the bag. Make some space. All right, so you've got here a slip pocket. This is not elastic, but it does have its own volume, so you would be able to get, you know, some pretty sizable things down in there. You can see that the cap one fits totally at the bottom, just to give you an idea of what can fit. And that's about all you got going on the inside. They do have up here, let's see if you can see this. There are 3 hook and loop tabs, 2 smaller sized ones in each corner, 1 in each corner, and 1 large one here at the top. This actually is, this is what connects this panel to the top of the bag where your laptop compartment is. So I guess the idea here is that if you didn't want to like just unzip this, you could get your laptop when the bag's open from inside the main cavity. To be honest, that was the first time I have ever undid that Velcro. So I don't use that. And now we're going to talk about probably the most interesting part of this bag. And when I was talking about Black Ember over-engineering their products, this is kind of what I mean. So here we have more of that ripstop nylon. We've got more of their YKK zippers with these Hypalon tabs. We got a zipper here. There is another, that's the only 2 zippers. 2 zipper paths this one, and this one. This is a half zip back here, but we'll go one by one through these different compartments. So this one here is a magnetic opening. This is a magnet. And if you wanted a smaller iPad, an iPad mini for sure will fit in here. My 5th gen iPad fits in here, though it is right where the magnet touches. So the newer iPads, the 11-inch iPads, they're not going to fit there unless you're okay with this magnet sitting against your device. So that shows you how far, actually, hold on. There we go. That actually got us a little bit more space. So the iPad's down here. Maybe you will get a 11-inch iPad in there. So this is a foam padded little area. I guess it is a great spot for your iPad. I use mine too often to justify putting it inside the bag. Next up, we've got a Hypalon tag here with Black Ember's branding on it. It says designed in California. And just below this, we have a horizontal zipper. And this pocket goes to here. So that is how far my hand goes down. The iPad went all the way down to the bottom of this, just about. So you've got, you're looking at a few inches of difference in depth. And this one is secured by a zipper. Then you have this opening. This is not secured. It is just an opening. And in here I keep my moleskin notebook. And that fits quite beautifully. Doesn't hang out. It's maybe half an inch inside that little pocket. And that is where that lives. And then behind all of this is a third pocket, which is this sort of half zip zipper track. And in here, I've just got a few pouches because I couldn't decide where else to put stuff. So I've got my Topo pouches, my Topo collection of pouches that are always just cycling through bags. Snacks, first aid, business cards, AirTag, and cash. These are things that I don't really go to often, and I thought, well, since I don't need them all the time, I can just throw them in here and they can be forgotten until they're needed. But this panel, you're getting this magnetic enclosed foam pad sleeve. You're getting this zipper pocket, and then you're getting the half zip that goes the entire length of the bag, all sort of competing for space on this panel. And you also have on the front side, which is dedicated, right? These are dedicated volumes. You got a lot going on in this panel. Not a bad thing. I don't hate it, but when we talk about that over-engineered aspect, there was a lot of thinking. A lot of thinking that went into putting this together. So there's a bunch of fabric here. This is kind of a hefty bit to the bag. The bag is 3.5 pounds. This is where a lot of that weight's coming from. But they do use the 200 denier ripstop nylon. So maybe they're hoping to, get back some weight by using that really lightweight fabric. And, that is the bag. So what we can do real quick is just walk you through what else I can put in here, because this is my everyday carry. This is what I'm going to bring to work with me. And I had those cap 2s. So why don't we take a look at the cap 2s. So we got the bright blue Eco Pack. We've got the signal blue, and we got navy. All three of these guys stack up pretty well. Got my water bottle in here. So 3 cap 2s on the inside, plus a water bottle. You know, if I were to get creative, I bet, let's actually try it. I bet I can put my headphones in here too. In the case, maybe. Not zipped up on the inside. Yep. So there's a lot of stuff in there. 3 cap 2s, a water bottle, an iPad, a notebook, a laptop, bunch of stuff up there, and a set of over-the-head headphones. So let's take a look at that travel aspect. Because I know someone out there is thinking, well, I might travel with this. What can you put inside? Well, Eric might have your answer. So we've got a medium Peak Design packing cube. This is a full packing cube, and it fits. You know, it's going to give you a nice full sort of shape, and you still have a bunch of space at the top of the bag. So, you know, for me, if I were to bring the one packing cube, I would then make sure, all right, I need my headphones, so I'm either bringing earbuds or the over-the-ear set. Gonna need a tech pouch. Could probably get by with a cap 1 inside here. You know, I definitely don't need a notebook like this if I'm going on a vacation. So I could put that in there, I believe. That would probably fit. We want these guys, those are important. And, you know, DOP kit, I don't know, maybe you can stick that up there. No room for a water bottle. Maybe you could put a smaller DOP kit in here. There's room up there still for sure. But you know, that's the big, medium size Peak Design packing cube. It fits in here pretty well. So with that, you're safe to say, you know, an Evergoods packing cube, a Peak Design small packing cube, they're going to certainly fit. They're going to give you a lot of flexibility on what else you can put in here and bring along with you on your trips. So I hope that answers some questions around, you know, travel with this bag, the Citadel R3. So 25-liter bag, you know, I don't know. Some folks think it's, you know, true to size. I think it's a little smaller than a 25-liter bag. When I think about a 25-liter bag, you know, I go to a 26-liter bag in my head. I go to the CTB or the CHZ26, and I think there is a little bit more space in that. Granted, it's 1 liter larger, but I think all the competing pockets here kind of limit what is actually usable inside the bag. So that's the one bag walkthrough. Who's it for? Definitely your commuter. This Recor RN66 recycled nylon fabric gives great waterproof ability. You've got YKK zippers. You know, this is designed in California. I figure somebody in, you know, the Pacific Northwest is commuting to work. They've got this bag on. Their stuff's staying safe. I think the 18-liter bag would be a better choice for folks who have less stuff. I opted for the 25 liter because it had the dedicated laptop compartment. That's my choice. I don't regret getting the smaller bag. I like the dedicated laptop compartment. I like having the extra size, the flexibility for when I need it. And I don't think it looks too big when you're wearing it. So I like the aesthetic. I think it's a pretty sleek looking bag. I love the color. So I think this is a great everyday carry, great commuter bag. But I also think this would work really well partnered with a roller bag. Traveling. You got quick access pocket up top. You've got these nice handles. Again, the weatherproofing for your travel. Overall, I think you could put quite a bit inside the bag, and it'll give you, everything that you need in terms of, a 2-bag travel setup, or, if you're feeling frisky, you could 1 bag in this for a weekend or a week if you pack pretty minimally. So yeah, and I want to thank you for stopping by and having a look at this bag with me. And until next time, take care, be well, and I'll see you on the interwebs.